Hello, chat. This this album is setting the wrong tone. It's too serious, but it was just what I clicked on. Sweets, hello. Welcome. I hope you're nice and settled in over there. Thanks for dropping by. Let me sit down. It's hot in my house. I mean, what I was supposed to say was, hello everyone, my name is Mashed Potato Flow, and I'm streaming on Mashed Potato Flow's channel because that's who I am. Hello. I am doing my monthly chatting stream. It's gonna be a quick, I'm gonna try to be a quick one. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Gonna try to be a quick one. And I do have a feeling it will be quicker than most, so let's go. And yes, as the title suggests, and as my tweet suggests, this one is a slightly more serious, which isn't anything really bad, but just more that I didn't really have anything that whimsical to talk about. Could only think of normal things to talk about. How's my cat doing? Where is that kitty cat? I actually was just, she was eating food as I was getting ready for the stream, and I had to just stop walking because if I get near her when she's eating food, she'll stop eating or she'll eat really fast. So if she's eating food, I just had to stand there and just kind of watch her eat food for a few minutes. So when I realized, I was like, no, what have I done? I should have just kept walking. Now if I walk now, it's too late. But she's good. Hope I hope your cat's doing well as well. I'm sure you're a little worried, but it'll be fine. They'll be fine. They might even enjoy having a bit of a break from some action, you know. Ugh. And then when you get back, you can maybe you'll have to see if your cat misses you or not when you get back. If they act any different or if they just seem to be completely the same. That's always fun. Let's move on to the next slide, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't. Oh, it's just the intro slide, right? So, what is this? It's our monthly chatting stream. We try to keep it loose. There is kind of a, I wrote this slide at like the beginning of this 1 year experiment of doing monthly chatting streams, and there's been a slight development in the flow of things, but it's usually intro talk, last month streams, next month streams, and then we're done. So still trying to figure out things to add in or maybe even take out. I don't know. But I like to just think that it's good practice and I'm training my yapping muscles because really I'm so uncomfortable yapping to any degree in real life. And even sometimes here, I find myself feeling amped up in a bad way. But it's all good. It's all good. So thanks for listening to me yap. Next, the free talk portion. So we have 5 topics to dive into today. I'm kind of, admittedly, I'm kind of getting cold feet about topic number 1, but you know what? I'll say my piece and we'll all move on, I suppose. So topic number 1. Let me get a drink first. Topic number one, Hololive recent news. So, for a small portion of this, I'm going to be reading notes, um, probably verbatim, maybe not. So if it sounds like I'm reading something, it's because I am. And for people that are unfamiliar with Hololive, they're probably already tuning out. But this really isn't something that's just unique to Hololive or VTubers or streaming specifically. So I definitely feel like it can still resonate, or I hope that it can still resonate in some way. But I wanted to just talk about some recent Hololive events. I'm not typically someone that comments on controversies or hot topics, usually because I feel like my opinion is either already being represented, is not important enough to mention, or I don't have enough information to make make an informed decision. But that being said, I wanted to talk about what we're about to talk about. Recently, Sakura Miko of Hololive Generation Zero spoke about Hololive First Generation Akai Hato, aka Hachima, and I'm very not used to saying her real name, but I just wanted to say her real name, but we all usually refer to her as Hachima. Real name as in her character's real name, of course. But I wish I could properly report on all the details that happen, but due to the language barrier and just cultural differences, it's pretty difficult. But recently, Hachima had a stream where she let out a lot of thoughts and feelings, and the topics got pretty intense. Afterwards, the stream was removed, and we were told that she was taking a hiatus after discussing it with her family so she could recuperate. Since then, and before all of this, and before this, Hachima has been the subject of slander and defamation, and that is kind of that's what inspired Miko to have the serious talk stream that I mentioned earlier. Not only just Hachima, but Miko and others, including those outside of Hololive, VTubers in general, and streamers, and again, not even just um, streamers, but we all know how powerful the wrong rumors can be in the right ears, if that makes sense. But they all experience this kind of slander and defamation. It really doesn't make its way to my screen, I think because um, probably because of the language barrier and cultural difference. Maybe that's I don't even see it, but I know just from the nature of the beast that it definitely exists. But I wanted to just share some quotes from the stream that Miko had. And I definitely encourage those, if you're interested, to check it out on Holodecks because they have a translation chat where fans will translate the text. And here's a small portion of what Miko had to say on that stream. She said, "I've been bearing with the malice up until now, but I'm done bearing with it due to this incident, so I'm talking here. Right now it's Hachima, but it's not just about Hachima. Every time something happens, there are always people using leaked info to create misinformation and cause slander for me. This time they're using what Hachima said as fact to attack others with that situation. I thought if I don't do anything, nothing gets solved, so I mustered up the courage to say something." And I didn't listen to the stream because I figured it would just make me sad. But I read everything that was said. That part stood out to me. I'll be honest, I don't really know what I'm hoping to accomplish by talking about this. I don't I know that my words won't reach any sort of malicious clippers or viewers out there. Um, but I think it's just too hard for me to stand idly by as well. It's normal to react when people that you care about are hurt, right? So I wanted to share this little bit of the story. And, I'm not as elite or as experienced as Mikuchi is, but I think one thing that I can encourage is that if you do feel strongly about Hololive in this situation or any other ones in the future, that you should use the proper channels to make sure that your voice is heard and that um, you're not contributing to this negativity, right? So I have the links on screen, not that you can click on them, but um, they'll be in the description. There are two. There's a general contact link where you're going to be filling out a short form to talk to cover directly, and then the same for being able to report slander and defamation specifically. And I encourage you to do that. I think some people that hang out on the internet a lot, including myself, are naturally anti-corpo, anti-corporation. They think, what's filling out this form going to do when I could go on, isn't going on social media and screaming about it more effective? And I think that that has its place, but in terms of a serious discussion or having your voice heard in a serious way, this would be those links. That's why those links exist. So I'm not discouraging using social media as that kind of a tool when it's necessary or when it fits, right? But I just think that there's a time and place for that kind of action. Bad driving, call this number. Yeah, that it could be it's something like that too. I mean, you might think I could just yell at that driver. I could honk at him and scream at him or whatever, but if you really wanted to say report a dangerous driver that you felt like is making the road not safe for your family, uh, then yeah, getting in a more serious contact with the company would make more sense, right? So, lastly, I wanted to just talk about one other topic regarding Hololive, which is Hololive EN's Holo Day event. And we're already really biased, I'll admit, because we're on Twitch right now and we're streaming on Twitch. But I'm not, at this moment, really affiliated with Twitch in any way. So that argument goes out the window. But the Holo Day event is that some Hololive members and Holo Stars members are going to be streaming on Twitch, and I basically only see negative comments about it. Maybe I'm sensitive to it and I'm overlooking the positive ones. There are some positive ones, but it's mostly people being really upset. They're mentioning recent or old Twitch controversies, which I'm not dismissing, but I just have very little knowledge of at this moment. And they're all ultimately saying, Hololive should stick to YouTube. Um, like I'll see stuff like I love watching so and so, but I'm not gonna watch on Twitch, or I guess I'm gonna miss this one. And I feel like that's kind of a selfish thing to say, especially in the post to under the post of the streamer themselves, especially. It's one thing to post it on your own Twitter account, sure, okay. But it's another thing to go in on the comment itself and say something like that. Because to me, it feels like you're ordering them around you're assuming that they have control over this situation when they almost definitely don't. I would wager that this agreement to stream on Twitch started much earlier this year. And so, bringing up these recent things that happened at TwitchCon, it doesn't even it doesn't even make sense. That's not me defending Twitch. That's more me defending this collaboration specifically. Um, Yet 90% of Ian streamed on Twitch before Hololive. Yeah, and that's I think that has some credit too. I think just due to the nature of like the not the kind of the taboo of not speaking about the past too much, which I think will probably change over time too. But that's probably a big blocker in that fact resonating with people. But that's true too. It's not like I don't know of how many members Hololive members would be like 100% anti-Twitch, but um it let's say that all of the negative comments had some effect, and what do we think that's going to happen? Are they going to cancel this event? I doubt it, right? Think of all of the work that's gone on behind the scenes. There's a handful of artists and people working on the emotes and accept all the channel assets that they'll need to stream on Twitch. It's not like you just hit a magic button and suddenly you're just everything works perfectly on Twitch. Um, so that's something, and those people are all getting paychecks this whole time, right? And maybe even if they're freelancers, it's still like, why would they now? Something incredibly devastating to Twitch would have to happen for them to pull out now, especially when the stakes are really pretty low. It's just like one day, isn't it? Or it's just one event. Um, so I'm not really here trying to convince anyone to watch Twitch over YouTube or vice versa. Um, but more that I hope that if someone you enjoy watching is trying something new, that you can still support them somehow, or at a minimum, well, and be courteous with your comments, or at a minimum, just don't say anything to about it. Um, on their post, right? You can definitely chat about it with amongst your friends or on your own profile even, but I think directly posting a comment about it to them feels a step farther than I would want to go. Um, it's not like they're gonna just cancel the Twitch streams because it's their job. I don't really think they'd want to risk getting in bad favor with their job over this. But again, I'm not up to date on every single Twitch controversy because to me, a lot of them feel like localized incidents, if that makes sense. Um, More like these controversies happen to people who stream on Twitch, not that Twitch had anything to do about it. Although the thing with that one guy walking up on stage and getting way too close to what's her name, I don't remember. Looked crazy. I did see a video of that. Um, he was promptly rushed at, but it should he got I mean way too much time took place, but anyways, I'm getting off topic. So I don't want this I don't want this message to come off as only say nice things to your Oshi or to your streamer, because that's not true either. We all deserve to be honest with our feelings and thoughts, but when you express them in a public place, you're opening yourself up to be accountable. I'm opening myself up to be accountable to future interactions with this stream. And I hope that um, I hope that we can look back on it as and be consistent rather than having to clip this and show me in the future and I'd be like, no, how much I've changed, I've fallen so far. Surely such a thing won't happen. Um, but yeah, I think, instead of saying like, you're not gonna watch that stream or whatever, whatever, why not? You could even just say, well, I hope it goes well, right? That's not even you committing that you're gonna watch it. That's just you wishing that so and so has a good stream. I mean, surely you want them to succeed. Um, it's so I don't know. It's just a bit confusing to me, I guess. Yeah. Actually, on November 1st, do you remember that you said you should only say nice things to your Oshi? Wait, yeah, they would just clip it out of context. They would just clip that bit out, right? It's a scary thought that it could happen to me too, but then I think, well, um, a lot of other people have gone through it too. Surely there's an answer for me as well if it happens to me. Um, and I understand that even stuff that I've said to like people on Twitter, fans or talents, that it could probably be taken the wrong way. I'm not perfect, but I definitely hope to keep improving myself as both a fan and a streamer, and I hope that you guys will keep me in line. So the TLDR is, please continue to use the proper channels to make your voice heard. Give yourself another second or two to review what you're saying before you post it, and the links to contact cover or report things to them are going to be in the description. And that is all. Thank you. Whew. Okay, that was pretty long. That was pretty long, and I kind of lost it a little bit in the middle there, but let's keep on going. What's next? The YouTube friends. Well, I like to joke around about them too, but wouldn't it be great if like they could become actual Twitch friends too? Because I mean, we're both YouTube friends and Twitch friends. We both chat in both. Well, I don't really chat in YouTube too much, but um, and I don't. I'm curious what a YouTube chat's like, not in a Hololive talents chat, if that makes sense. Like when there's like a lot more rules in there, unspoken rules, right? But what's it like in a free for all YouTube chat? Is it? I think it's just probably still a watered down experience, only because you don't get emotes. Did my music stop? This dang ambient music gets so quiet sometimes. They lack the capacity to type anything else other than three emotes together. I saw a guy spamming in English once that he was like he was like spamming a whole paragraph, but it was like I speak Japanese, so I only write one line at a time or something. And I was like, is that like an unspoken kind of mannerism that they're doing, that they try to only take up one line of text? Is that why they only do the three emotes sometimes, or why it's always so short all the time? And I was like, I just assumed it was short because lots of times they can write one character for like a whole word for that would take us like multiple letters. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. But I mean, everybody hates paragraph spammers, even if no matter what language you type in, right? It's okay. But we can hope that we can all have a more unified chatting experience. I know that there are some Twitch chatters out there, not in my chat, luckily. That probably would be better to just type three emotes than whatever words they're typing. Yeah, I would rather the AI bots that come into my chat and ask me if I need art assets to just type three emotes, please. Please, God. Darkest Dungeon, yesterday I asked someone, they were asking me a bunch of generic things, and I was like, are you a real person? And they were like, yeah, I am. I was like, oh shit. Phew, close one. Yeah, you don't, listen, I had the crosshairs right on your forehead, man. Take my finger off the trigger. Okay, next, let's move quick. We gotta get to Digimon. Job hunting, it's been ass. I wrote that in my notes. It's been ass, guys. it's been ass, but not because like I'm applying and not hearing back. I, you would be kind of stupid not to expect that, okay? It's been ass because I've had like 3 or 4 people who are like, "Hey man, I work at blah blah blah," like, and they're people like real people. Sometimes old coworkers that are like, "Hey, I got a job lead and blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'd like to hear more," and they just don't say anything back, and I'm like, "Bro, hello, like, bro, what just happened?" Okay, and one of them I would have followed up on, but some crazy stuff happened. I don't know if I mentioned this one on stream, but he this dude that I used to work with at my last job, and I guess I need to, I've never formally said where I've worked at or given out that kind of info, but I should still be mindful of what I'm saying. This guy that I used to work with, he would anonymously write questions to our leadership under a fake name, but then also kind of verbally take credit for being that guy. But he would ask them not serious questions, like questions like, are we going to get, like, there was one time we had a client that had some connection to the Super Bowl, and he was like, can we get tickets to go see Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? And everyone, they were like, ha 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 ha, no, blah, 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 blah. And it's all good fun. It falls under like nice professional fun, I guess. They claim to enjoy it. But my point with that is this guy, he's not necessarily uh like a pure rule follower. Like if you're like afraid of deviating from the rules, right? You're not gonna do something like that. That's like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't write something under a fake name. That's too scary to me. But anyways, he calls me one day. This is after a few weeks after I had been let go, and he calls me and he's like, "Hey, so I'm gonna come out and say it. Yeah, a little tomfoolery. Yeah, I mean, the crazy part is they all knew it was him. So I'm like, what is the point of this? It was funnier when they didn't know it was him. But he calls me and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come out and say it." And I was like, "Okay." And I can't. I think I'm permanently scarred from the internet because whenever someone says that, I'm expecting something racist or a slur or something. I'm like, every time, I'm like, "Oh God, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it." Even here, where it makes zero sense, I was like, "Oh, I wanted to be like, oh God, don't say it." But yeah, he was like, I quit. I quit. I told him I'm done. Raul, dude, if I wasn't worried that it might be, kind of contributing to a bad image of Raura, that would be so funny to animate, right? Where she's like, "You want me to say a slur?" And Crony's like, "No, no, no." I mean, Raura had Crony in the palm of her hand then, and I don't even think she knew, right? I don't even think she. Oh my gosh. Usually it's the other way around, I feel. Um, but yeah, my old coworker calls me and he's like, "I quit. I told him I was done. It's a sinking ship over there." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I try not to say negative things about it, but I just said it's kind of hard to feel positive when your boss gets laid off and like a bunch of other people around you get laid off, and then, well, I mean, that was before I got laid off, so it wasn't really that positive in my opinion at the time." And he's like, "But I called to tell you about this job." And he started telling me about this potential job that I could get. And I told him, I'll think about it. I'll let you know if I want to get connected with this guy he's offering to connect me with. Later that day, I messaged him. I'm like, "Yeah, I trust what you're saying. I feel like you have more experience with this kind of situation than I do. He's a very charismatic fellow. So I said, if you could, let me know, that would be great." No answer. No answer for a few days. I was like, that's weird. And then I see he got a promotion. he got a promotion at the last job that we worked at. And I was like, what? What? And then my brain started connecting the dots. It was like, there's only two. It was guy quit. Company said, wait, what if more money and a new title, new more words in front of your title? And he's like, yes. But then still, I'm like, but did you still left me out here? That feels like you're doing me dirty when I know you're totally cool. Uh, I don't really have any ill will against him. I have more ill will against him not answering me than him going back. I don't care that he went back. Because he might have quit when he was like pissed off, and and he has children and stuff, so he might have been like, oh shit, like I might have blown up on him, and now I'm getting a second chance, and it comes with more money. Sure, man, go for it. But yeah, anyways, between that instance and then I have this other guy who's like, hey, I got a contract job for you. I was like, I can't do that. I can only do full time. He's like, okay. All right, I talked to my boss. It's full time now. And I go, okay. He's like, yeah, let's get you in for an interview. I had the interview, and then they're like, we'll get back to you. And I was like, okay. A week went by, and I was like, it's over, isn't it, man? And he's like, no, man, they loved you. They loved you. They thought you were awesome. They want to hire you. Uh, Uh, and I was like, okay, cool. And then a week went by, and then he's like, and then I was like, so like, what's going on, man? And he goes, well, the CEO went around us and hired somebody else, but then we are trying to talk to them and convince them that we still need you in this spot because the role that they hired for is different than what you can do. And I was like, okay, man. And now he's like, yeah, we're gonna get you in a second interview with the CEO, blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right. And he was like, it'll be early next week. That was last week. No contact since then. It's been up and down, left and right, backwards and forwards. Uh, it's been very mentally disrupting, to say the least. But I think I feel a lot better about it now than I did a few weeks ago because what I was worried about what happened a few weeks ago was that I did the interview, I showed my work, and they were like, "Wow, this guy is ass cheeks. This guy sucks, and I can't believe we wasted our time talking to him." And they just politely weren't gonna tell me that I'm ass. But it seems like that's not what happened, right? It seems like they're just very disorganized. But, well, I shouldn't, disorganized might not be the right word, but I would definitely appreciate more communication. Because this guy that I'm talking with, I used to work with him 2 jobs ago, and I think he has like he feels like I'm under his wing, so to speak. And admittedly, I still kind of am, I guess. If he's gonna help me get a job right now. So maybe I still am a little bit, but I'm different. I'm not the same mashed potato that I used to be, okay? I know a lot more now, and that's for real. It was nice looking at these jobs and being like, wow, I'm not horribly underqualified for most of these jobs now. I'm not actually lying about being able to do this stuff they're asking me to be able to do. I've done it before. Wow. But but yeah. So still waiting on him to text me. I'm honestly I'm gonna give him another week before I reach out again. But I'm still applying in the meantime because I can't gamble at all on this guy. That would be truly foolish, I think. Okay, next. Let's try to keep this one between 30 minutes and an hour. Smoking journal. For those that don't know, I've been trying to stop smoking. And instead of going cold turkey, I've decided to try to address the root of the problem, which I don't know what it is. But in order to do that, we need data. And so I created a journal that lists when I'm smoking, how much I've smoked, how badly I want to smoke, and additional notes about why I felt like I wanted to. The elephant in the room, I'm addressing it. I'm trying to turn the elephant into something smaller first before I tackle it completely. Um, I think well, if you would have asked me last week, I would have been like, it's going great, but then I've had not the greatest week this week. Um, but it's okay. Turn the elephant into a GG Murren, that sounds harder to deal with than an elephant. An elephant, I can probably just kind of gently tap it behind the ears, and it will presumably walk to where I want it to go. If I tap GG Murren behind the ears, I don't know what would happen. Well, I just got a really funny mental image of a bowl of potatoes on Gigi's head, riding her like a human VTuber vehicle. The journal, yeah, it's it's fine. It's like working a new muscle. Okay, I'm trying to work on my resistance muscle. So some days you have good days, some days you have bad days. You just always got to keep making progress and figure out how to adjust as you go. Keep the pressure on and all that. I say all this, and I hope that it's not awkward to hear about. Um, if it is, you guys are free to say so, and I can keep it to myself. There's a small piece of me that hopes that, if not now, but maybe in the future, someone might hear these updates and kind of be inspired to take action and know that it doesn't have to be some big ordeal. It doesn't have to be like, I'm quitting today. And, like you don't have to do it like that. You can do it however you want. You don't have to do it methodically like me. You don't have to but like I feel a sense of pride even just writing, keeping track of it all. I'm getting control over it. And genuinely I've already been smoking a lot less, and I can tell just because I haven't had to go to the store that often. So that's that. I mean, it's pretty easy. I can see the receipt. I kept the receipt from the last time. It's right. It's you know what I mean. So we're doing pretty good. Honestly, rate wise, better than what I thought I was gonna do. Um, which means more money, which means we can buy more games to stream. Well, okay, some games to stream. Not all the money should go directly into games, but that means we could probably buy an extra game here and there. Looking at you, Escape from Duck Off. I still thinking about Escape from Duck Off, but I haven't bought it yet. Channel progress. It also hasn't been going well. I wanted this time of me being unemployed to be a rush and catch up period, and I have done a lot of work. It can't get it all to connect together. I can't get it to connect together. I have a lot of ideas and it's super fun, but it's also really frustrating sometimes too. Um, I'm I apologize for the lack of transparency around it all. I'm only mimicking what other streamers do, which is occasionally mention that they're working on things and then never talk about it again. But I hope that when I finally reveal all this stuff, that all of my hard work will be at least 10% noticeable. And I'm almost positive that the job hunting and the detoxing are affecting my progress too, but those are also super important to handle. I wouldn't want to trade a quote unquote complete Twitch channel for a full-time job that has benefits that can sustain myself economically. It's really super tempting though. I even wrote that down. It's super tempting in terms of soul happiness. But soul happiness does not put food on the table, and you need food to be alive. So I think you guys understand. Lastly, and this is actually the serious part of the news, not the earlier part, even though the earlier part was serious as well. This year I'll be visiting my family again over the holiday. So that means that I'll be taking a break for about 1 month between Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's like only like 3 or 4 weekends without a mashed potato flow stream. Um, it will be more difficult for me than for you all because I enjoy streaming a lot. But it means a lot for my parents for me to visit. I honestly don't understand it because I feel like I get on their nerves. But if being around them is one way to make them happy when they're fiercely independent and won't let me really do anything for them, then I guess I will go and be home. So I still plan on continuing my detoxing and will be job hunting still. And if I were to say get a interview or an offer, then we would just simply drive back like that day or the next day. It wouldn't get in the way of the job search. But also I don't think lots of companies are hiring right now during the holidays. That's just I think something that doesn't happen. And I'm also planning on still working on the channel a bunch in the meantime. So I wanted to have some YouTube videos in reserve for you all to watch over those weekends that I won't be here, but I can't think of what game to I can't think of what game to play. So, Eric, what's up? We're just yapping a little bit. I have yapped about all of the topics. But I will go back to just this most recent one that I'm gonna be visiting my family this holiday, and I will be taking like a month break between Thanksgiving and Christmas to spend time with my family and make them happy, hopefully. Um, I will. It'll be harder for me than for you all because I like streaming so much and I like hanging out with you guys. Get this man a job. I am slowly starting to feel the weight of no job. It was nice at first because I was like, good, I have these other things in my life that need attention. But now that I've gotten them kind of under control, I'm feeling the pressure a little bit. But it's okay because we just gotta wait. Instead of using your magic powers to get me a job, you should use your magic powers to get that guy to contact me back. Wait, no. Maybe he should just get me the job. That guy should just either tell me or not tell me. But if I lose my lead on that guy, then I'm back to back to sending out random apps. Abandoning us for family. Right, I know. How could I do such a thing? How could I do such a thing? I wanted to film or wanted to record some special YouTube only streams, but like I was just saying, I couldn't think of any game to play. I couldn't think of a game to play. I thought about playing Digimon Survive, which is a visual novel, which would be perfect for like a YouTube stream, I think, or a YouTube VOD, because I could just cut out the videos, and if my throat starts hurting, I can just stop reading for a minute and just cut that out. But we'll see. I'm probably just gonna have to work on other stuff instead. So I apologize. Maybe one day I'll be able to keep up with all the things that I want to do on the channel. I'm still working on it. I'm not strong enough yet. Next. Next. Last month's streams, and oh my god, wait, there's huge news. We have a new record for time streamed. It's the unemployment buff. Let's just be 100% honest. It's the unemployment buff plus Digimon and Pokemon combined. October at 105 hours, which beats when Avowed came out in February. Finally, Avowed has been dethroned. Last month we played Digimon Story Time Stranger, Sword Hero, demo, Final Sentence, demo, the Drunkard Simulator, demo, Nitroglycerin demo, Game Quest, no, there's a lot of demos. Game Quest demo, Pokemon Legends ZA, and one stream of Darkest Dungeon, which was sick. That game is awesome, but man, it's definitely one that I cannot play for long periods of time because it is draining. um, yeah, it's a new record. It's crazy. It's too powerful. Um, I put asterisks beside Drunkard Simulator and Game Quest because presumably the game dev or game dev's wife, who I believe YouTube's account name was Game Dev Wife, commented on Drunkard Simulator and commented on the fact that I got lost and said we added a compass just for this reason, like of people getting lost. And then they also gave me instructions on how to use the mixing barrels, which I thought was really nice of them. I feel bad that I didn't go back and play again, but I was touched that they commented. It's always nice when they do that. I guess I enjoy that aspect of it, and that's also why I like streaming demos. Um, and GameQuest, the developer, when we fought the final boss, they just kind of died. And when I rewatched it, I laughed. I was like, cool, whatever. Like I didn't mind. But they said, I'm not sure why the final boss just died like that. And I was like, it's okay. Blah 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 blah. Thanks for making your game. Good luck. So I'm sure that they would have liked to have seen that my view would have got tens of thousands of views and I have a bajillion subscribers. Okay, but we're working with what we got. And thank you for checking out my YouTube VODs, developers. Darkest Dungeon was super fun too. Um, I fought a mini boss randomly, a surprise mini boss, and won barely. But oh my god, I that was some pretty intense gaming moment for me. got the adrenaline pumping, even though it's all methodical and turn-based kind of stuff. What's next? Oh yeah, next for next month, which is actually this month because today's the first. Also, all of those things that we just looked at are available on YouTube or are going to be on YouTube soon. And what's next? We have more Digimon Story Time Stranger. We're continuing that right after this chatting stream. We have Pokemon Legends ZA ranked battles because I'm working on that metronome team. It's going pretty good. I think I'm going to use an Alpha Clefable as the mascot of the team, even though they're not the damage dealer of the team. It's kind of weird. It kind of boils down to how many bottle caps I have because I need to hyper train their stats, and I don't feel like getting into all this boring Pokemon detail right now. But basically, I've been catching Railu, Clefas, and Clefables, and Clefairies all the time, and Railu only spawns during the daytime, and it's so annoying because it has to be certain weather, and he's really hard to catch, even though he's level 16. It's so annoying. And sometimes he uses Endure, which means you can sit there and spam Pokeballs at him, but sometimes he doesn't, and I don't know why. Anyways, you can tell there's lots of frustration built up from Ryalu. I'm so done with it. But I'm almost done with the team. The metronome only team. We're going to be having an Uma Musume Pretty Derby Gamba stream soon because the card banner that we need for the new scenario comes out. Oh yeah, and the new scenario is coming out. I guess we can do that on stream. Why not? Also, I've had the craziest luck in Umu Musume. If you play Umu Musume but you're not logging in right now, you've missed some free pulls, but there's still time. And if you still have time to get the free support card 10 pulls, there's gonna be a daily 10 card 10 pull card support. Oh my gosh, all those words, but in the right order. Just mix them around. Is this the luckiest guy on Uma Musume? Yeah, I've been crazy lucky so far. It's crazy. I can't believe it. It's I don't know. I don't I'm like coming up with all these jinxes in my mind, all these rules where I'm like, well, I can't stream these pulls, and then all my luck will end. Or like, I don't know, but I got Summer Special Week a while ago, and then on the last day of Summer Marzinski, I got her from a different banner, which just means she has a lower chance of appearing. And all these are from single pulls, single daily paid carrot pulls. Just the one. And then I got Mesho Doto for free from a daily pull. And then I got Eshin Flash for free on the first daily pull. The first, only one try. That is crazy. But I didn't even want that one. I just did it because it was free. The $5 pack was worth it. Actually, it really has paid for itself if, under the asterisks of you're gonna pay any money at all for it. But oh my God. And what's messed up is Manhattan Cafe is coming up later this year. She's one that I actually want, and then Haru Ura New Year's, which is basically just a better Haru. I want that as well. Um, and Ogre Kept Christmas comes out, but I have normal carrots for that because that's very important that we get. But yeah, basically, I hope I'm not using all my Uma luck right now. Something tells me though that I am, because what are the odds that I just keep getting all these Umas for free? Basically, impossible. What are the odds that I'm gonna get bricked on some of them and totally screw over my account? Very high. But see, since I truly believe that, my desire sensor is 0. So that means I'm going to get it. But then that means I'm hopeful again, which means it goes back up, which means I don't get it. It's a paradox. Anyways, Darkest Dungeon. I was thinking Darkest Dungeon could be some weekday streams. If I feel like streaming on a random day, maybe I'll just pop on some Darkest Dungeon. I decided that that might take us a while to complete, or maybe we'll switch over to it after when we have some more free time, but uh Darkest Dungeon can be a long game, can't it? I'm realizing now. um it's pretty could be pretty long. I guess depending on how good you are, you could be better, but um it was super fun. I feel like I haven't gotten so frustrated at my characters missing in a game in a long time. Half Sword, I want to do one off of Half Sword because I've without a doubt, I can confidently say I have gotten better at Half Sword when I didn't think that it was possible. When I didn't think it was possible. Real Netherion, welcome back. You tuned in and you heard Darkest Dungeon in the second sentence. Yeah, we're reviewing the stream. Well, actually, these are the streams that are planned for next month, kind of. Um, about a 40 to 50 hour adventure. Yeah, that's pretty intense. That could be hard to finish this month. Um, but we will see, because I definitely want to keep up with Darkest Dungeon while I still am remembering all these things. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to relearn it all from scratch. But Real Netherion was there yesterday during our Darkest Dungeon stream and gave me a lot of helpful, not spoiler tips, and it was super great. Um, Real Netherion, the one thing I would mention is that I ran into the a red orb with some tentacles around it, and I was like, I saw the word Shambler, and I was like, yep, I remember this kind of from watching Moon Moon, and I know that this thing is bad, and I did not touch it. But I was tempted. I will probably never touch it, but I thought you would enjoy me dangerously walking close to a giant stack of TNT with basically a lit match. Did I crave the void? Not yet. But I know one day I will just say, yeah, let's do it. We're going in. I'm not gonna look up what lies within other than I know the name of it. But I didn't know that that was in the base game. That's pretty mean, now that I think about it. Also, yeah, so half sword, because I've gotten better at half sword. Uh, I will be using the pitchfork. I'm a pitchfork and spear enjoyer in half sword now. You'd enjoy it much more if I did interact with it. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait and see when it arrives next. Maybe I'll be in a run when all hope is lost, and I'll be like, all right, let's do it, and just see. But not sure when we're streaming Darkest Dungeon again, because we are trying to get Digimon wrapped up. Usually streaming that on the weekends. That's what we're about to stream after this. And there might be more random streams this month because I'm going to be on break soon, and the thought of not streaming for a month, it makes me feel uncomfortable, and it makes me feel like I want to cram in a bunch of streams as best I can. So we'll see. Oh, lastly, the one other game that I really wanted to talk about that I wish was in the free talk section actually, Dispatch, the superhero 911 operator call center operator game has come out. Did you guys see that? We played the demo of it and it was, yeah, it was so awesome. But now that I think about it, I think it like bugged out and we didn't get to finish the demo. Uh it's coming out in an episodic format, but I think it's on like episode 4 now. I was just going to wait for it to be done before I jumped into it. But I'm very excited to get into that. I'm trying really hard not to spoil myself on it, although I have a little bit already. I can't help it. It's so interesting. That's the one where you play as I guess you're a retired superhero. You're like a superhero that had a robot suit or something. You didn't watch the full game because you thought that I would play it. Well, I will play it eventually. Or GG. Yeah, I was gonna say it. You might be better off catching someone else's playthrough. It would be good to know. I'm sure it'll be different. You know what I mean? I'm sure that the playthroughs will be different, but I just wonder about the endings. I'm not sure what we should expect. I mean, it's a narrative game made by some powerhouses of those types of games, right? If I remember. So having multiple endings feels like almost necessary for these types of games. But even if it's just good, good and bad, I don't know. I mean, but what would be the bad ending if you're a 911 operator? That sounds bad. Doesn't sound good at all. Maybe the bad ending could be you get fired from your job. Maybe people don't have to get hurt. All right. Well, no. Ah! All right. That's all. I think that that's all, chat. And I made that sound because I just noticed we went an hour and 1 minute. I was just randomly trying to do this stream in under an hour, but whatever. Whatever. This is all the practice run. This is one day we're gonna sweep all these chatting streams under the rug, and I'm gonna have some sort of new thing that's super cool and awesome, and everyone's gonna be super distracted by that, and only the real ones are gonna say, "Hey, you remember when you used to do Mashed Potato Monthly and how cringe it was every month, and how you'd always talk about VTubers every time, even though you always said you weren't gonna always talk about VTubers every time?" I'll be like, "Yes, yes, Billy. Now shut up." All right. I'm going to um end the stream and go boot up Digimon Time Stranger. If you've not watched us play Digimon in the past, don't worry. I'll I missed the song of the month. That's true. I forgot about that. I don't even think we did that last month either. The song of the month was something we used to talk about music a lot more and look at lyrics and stuff. I still would like to do that, but I've also just I get lazy with my music searching. You guys you guys are always welcome to suggest something for me to check out as well. Actually, well, I guess technically this is what we're listening to right now is one new thing that I've been listening to, but it's just like I don't even know what genre of music this is. Just like trip hop, ambient, like kind of weird stuff. But yeah. Yeah, no song of the month. Uh, Boo! Cancel this guy. What the heck? Alrighty, chat. I will be back in. Check out Yorushika's Yorushika. The S was just like the plural version. That's not actually part of their name. A rock duo, Japanese rock duo founded in 2017. Thanks, Wikipedia. Wait, that's you. Look at this. Chad, are you ready for this? Look. Look at that. A Japanese rock duo founded in 2017. The group is composed of In Buna, a Vocaloid producer, and Suisse, a female vocalist. Can't believe it. But yeah, I will. Why not? Because I'm always interested. I'm always trying to find some more things to listen to while I'm trying to focus on working on the channel because I can't listen to streams when I'm working because they're just too distracting. Also, I've been getting really, really mad because I found out a lot of the lo-fi stuff that I've been listening to randomly on YouTube is just AI generated bullshit. And it pisses me off that I can't even find just it, oh god, it makes me so mad. And then I'm seeing all these people commenting all these things about it. I'm like, God, what do you mean the music's AI generated? I hate it. What do you mean? Where's the where's the soul of it feels gone. It just feels like an empty noise, even if it sounds similar. The music and the lyrics are very good. I like me some. Oh my god! Well, I was gonna say, I like me some lyric analysis as well. Um, okay, well, now two things. One, I used to think that basically everyone's interpretation of lyrics are valid to some degree until I read a Reddit comment that just broke me. this guy, this guy. I was looking up the meaning of this of a song, and this guy is like, to me, this song represents blah 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 and blah blah blah. What do you guys think? And someone commented and they said, "Hey, the guy who made the song themselves posted a blog post saying that it's about this." And he linked it. And the guy goes, "Yeah, I don't think that that's right. I think my definition is makes more sense." And everyone was like, "What?" And so that's one thing. Okay, that's one thing. Then there's another post where he's like, "So it's been a little while. Does anyone agree with my opinion now?" And someone just writes, "No." And they go, "Why not?" And no one said anything. I'm like, my mind was just broken. Like, I couldn't fathom such a human being. Oh my gosh. No, and what they were saying didn't really make sense either, you know. But it was really great reading about that. Maybe I'll share that on Twitter and be like, hey, this was that thing I was talking about because it'd be way too long to talk about now. Okay. Phew. Man, though, that was so funny to me, but also like made me lose faith in humanity a little bit somehow. Just one guy. It's just one person. They might not even be real. That's something that we can always say now instead of just like in reading chat messages of people that might not be real. Now everything could be AI. I don't know. What if I'm AI? Am I an AI? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, I'm having an existential crisis. If I'm an AI, then I'm not real. An AI streamer. Like, wait a second, those already exist. Oh my god. I'm sure that Vidal. I've never said their name out loud before until now, but I'm sure that they have a whole new wave of bullshit coming at them since this big boom of AI, you know? Like before it was probably already hard to explain to people. Now it's probably just maybe it's easier. I don't know. Oh goodness. Ah, well, well, chat. Thanks for joining me on another quick yap chatting stream. I will gonna refill my water, do some little things here, and then we'll be booting back up for Digimon for a few hours, and then might might end to watch Hololive Justice's outfit relay, or we might continue on depending on how bad the universe is exploding in the game. My guess is it's only going to get worse. And when I say that, I mean it's going to get really good. So I'll see you all back in a few minutes. And thanks for joining. Goodbye, and I'll see you in a second.